everybody, it's Annette Sim here on Facebook Live, and I'm going to start my Thursdays with Annette. And each week I'm going to have a different topic. I might be talking about, which I'm doing today, I'm talking about snacking, or it could be in the kitchen cooking a recipe so we can do that together, or just, some fun things. I got such a great response last week from my thoughts of the day where I was talking about snacking. And that's what I decided to do a bit more on it today, because I felt that it was of great interest to so many of us, because let's face it, who doesn't love a good snack? So when you think about your eating plan, some people, they like to eat just breakfast, lunch, dinner, and that's all they like to do, and that's fantastic. But for the majority, they like to have breakfast, lunch and dinner, but they also like to have a snack in the morning or afternoon or after dinner. And sometimes I think the snacking can be a big part of why someone can be overweight. Even though I say, it's really good to have snacks because it keeps your insulin levels even, especially if you're a diabetic, you know all about that. But it's what you choose as snacks that will make or break you. I mean, I kind of work on about, a really good snack is about 100 calories. And not very high, not too high in fat. So that's the start for you. But I've got lots and lots of products I want to talk about today, and different things that I like to snack on, and I found that helped me with my weight loss. And if you haven't heard my story before, I did lose 35 kilos. It took me 20 months, and I've been in my healthy weight range now 24 years. So I still snack the same way I did kind of when I was losing weight, but I just seem to have a little bit more of it because obviously I don't really want to lose too much weight now. So do you want to get started? Hope this is going to work, because we've been trying and it's been cutting out. So let's just keep it going and see how we go here. All right, so now when you think about snacking, the one thing that a lot of people go to, and I think this is going to be really good for you if you have children as well, because I want to talk about the kids. Muesli bars are an easy go-to, and even though, you look at a lot of this side, it's quite processed. That's okay, because you know what, we have to have the yin and the yang. We're busy people, mums and dads can't be home baking everything. If you do, go you. But there are things that we can grab that are just a little bit healthier than others. Now, I spent a great deal of time recently when I was updating my cookbooks, looking at the menu plans and what were the good snacks to have and include in this updated versions. And these were really the only two that I actually really liked, mainly because they're readily available and they have a minimum of 3 grams of fibre in each bar. And that's what I look for when I'm looking at snacks. If you can get about 3 grams of fibre in that snack, not only is it going to be tasty and fabulous, but it's going to sustain you, and that's what you want. You don't want these nothing snacks, that you're eating air. So these two were really good. Another one that, this is like eating air really, is the jelly. But, when you're wanting that little sweet thing, just something light to have, I used to have jelly in the fridge a lot of the time at home, and I would just grab it because it's got hardly any calories, no fat, nothing into it. It is artificial sweetener, but, if you're not eating a lot of that sort of stuff, it's not going to matter. But sometimes, having that jelly can be quite good, and maybe some tinned fruit with it as well, and then you've got also a nice dessert. Now, when you're thinking about cereals I've got here, a lot of people don't realise that cereals are an absolutely fabulous snack, especially for those kids. The kids that come home and they're ravenous, and you just think, what can I give them that's going to fill them up but not going to make them so full that they don't eat dinner? So this is where, especially those teens, giving them a high-fibre cereal when they come home from school is fabulous. Now, I would suggest you serve it with the skim milk, and these ones in particular are quite high in fibre. And the same story, as I did with the muesli bars, is that you're looking at 3 grams of fibre per serve. Not per 100 grams, but per serve. So just going down here a bit further, you'll see I've got some other snacks. And look, to be honest with you, like these little ones here, I don't say they're fabulous, but you've got to have variety. And my little grandson Lincoln, he loves these little what do you call them, rice chips or rice snacks?
Rice
crackers, thank you, rice crackers. It's just a little something to have as an afternoon or morning snack. Same with the rice wheels. I mean, they've all got different things in them, but every now and then it's also about the variety and the ease of it. a snack. I used to have a snack in my bag a lot of the time when I was losing weight because it gave me that little bit of protein, that little bit of a pickup by having the cheese. So that's not a bad one to have as well. And the other one over here is the cup of soup. You know, they can really get you through. And if you're having a hungry day, then you'll find that something like that, especially as we're going into winter, that a cup of soup might sustain you. Okay, so let's go to this side of the table. Can I just say hello to my fabulous new books? Aren't they fabulous? Well, they're not new books, are they? They're the oldies but new goodies, all been updated, and they've been out now 2 weeks in the newsagents, so it's still very exciting for me. Okay, look, you know, carrots are fantastic to give to a kid because they can just carry it around in their hand and chomp on it. The thing that I like to do is I like to actually cut carrots into sticks and then put about 15 grams or a tablespoon of peanut butter with it and dip the carrots into the peanut butter. Oh my gosh, I love it. And this is the particular brand that I like because it's lower in sodium and sugar, and I just like it as well. But so, you know, peanut butter and carrot sticks or celery sticks, a great little snack, and cherry tomatoes, you pop them in your mouth. They're kind of like a little lolly in a way. And I used to have cherry tomatoes out on the kitchen bench sometimes when I was cooking dinner in the afternoon, and I'd pop them in my mouth. That way then I wasn't putting anything else in my mouth because, you know, there's habits that you've got to change, and being 100 kilos, I had a lot of bad habits sometimes, I got to tell you. Of course, the fabulous fruit, can never have too much of it really, especially for kids. You know, just enjoy that, keep the natural things as much as possible. Like as I said, like this side is quite processed, and some of the things here are just beautiful. The colour's natural, they're good for you, they've got natural fibre, natural sugars, awesome. The other tip, you know, talking about sugar, is when you look at a snack, check that nutritional information. That's really important. If sugar is in the first 2 or 3, no, I don't know. I'd be putting that down as a treat snack. And of course, there's other great things that you can get, like I get dried peaches because I find they're bigger than an apricot, so I can eat one of those and feel like I've just had a little bit of a lolly as well, and it picks you up a little bit having that little sugar energy. But it's once again, it's coming from the natural fruit. Nuts are fantastic, you know, and obviously some kids when they're young they can't have them, but for us bigger kids, nuts are ideal as a snack. I taught myself to measure them because if I sat down with this bag right now and ate them, I know that I would eat way more than probably that 20 or 25 grams that I probably should have. And that's the other thing with snacking. Please don't eat out of the bag or the box. You know, serve up your portion, put it into a bowl or on a plate and have it that way and control it. It's really important because mindless eating, it can be really dangerous. But these little almonds here, I love them. They're tamari because, you know, sometimes you just don't want the natural almonds because, you know, they're just a bit boring sometimes. Still way good for you. But the tamari have got a little bit of a different taste. It's like a soy sauce sort of taste to it, and I really like that. I really do also find one of my shakes in the afternoon, really, if I'm struggling during the day or if I've got a big night coming up. I mean, I often will have a shake, and you can always have frozen fruit in it and make it a really beautiful fruit milky drink for young and old. And kids can have them. They're so healthy that, I mean, any child from 3 onwards it would be easily able to have it. And when you're pregnant or breastfeeding, you can still have them too, so that tells you why they got a 5-star health rating. And there's 3 flavours in them. There's the vanilla, the iced coffee and the chocolate. Look, I had to put these out. Anyone that knows me will laugh right now because I do love my ginger nuts. Now, the thing is, these are the New South Wales ginger nuts. They're not the Queensland. I know I'm from Queensland, but they're not the Queensland ones. I get them when I'm in Sydney. They're really hard and really crunchy. And these are the biscuits that I had when I was losing my weight. The only biscuits in the house were these. So if the kids wanted a biscuit or if I wanted a biscuit, that's all we had. So it kind of took the I don't know, I wouldn't say the pleasure away, but the variety's not there. I mean, if you've got lots of different biscuits in there, you'll want to eat them all. But with ginger nuts, that's all that was allowed. And so if you wanted a biscuit, that's all you got. And really, eating one of those, you get a good crunch. And if you're wanting that sort of textury thing in your mouth where you're crunching away at something, ginger nuts will do it for you. This is another one that I find really, you know, a good topic is, you know, crackers. rice crackers, these are the peckish, any of those type of one, the jats, those type of things. What you've got to be careful on is having a limited amount. Like with one of these, if I'm having it as a snack, I'll have a row. And that's fine. That's okay. That's what I would suggest. A row of these, you're good to go. But if you start tipping into the next row and then the next row, then don't buy them, because that means you're not in control. Or you take them out and put them in a bowl and have them, as I said, and put the packet away. I've got some things out of my pantry here, like I've got my Ryvitas in here. I love Ryvitas, and they're great as a snack with some Vegemite, Bega Super Slim, or peanut butter, or any of those type of things you like to have. Bit of tomato and avocado. I mean, avocado, which is at the front here, is another great thing you can have for the kids. Mashed up avocado with veggies, sliced up veggies, or with crackers is fantastic for them. But the crackers that I love the most of all of these ones over here, these are my crunchy dippers in book 7, and I love them. I make a double batch up at a time, put them in the Tupperware container, and I'll grab a handful of those and grate with some things that actually I've got them in the fridge. Hold on, I'll go grab them. I'm coming back. I'm nearly there. Okay, hummus. Skinny hummus is great for a snack. Really good for you, a bit of protein, and once again with those crunchy dippers, that's often a snack that I have in the afternoon. But I made these yesterday because I love them as a snack as well, and of course you keep them in the fridge, and that's my fruit balls. My gosh, I love these so much. I just want to throw one in my mouth right now, but this is out of book 7 as well. It's a gluten-free snack. And you just do dried fruits and a bit of orange juice and mix it all up in your blender. And how fantastic for young and old, great for kids. And they can make them. Get them making them as well, because they're so easy. I've made them many times with my granddaughter and she loves them. And speaking about my grandkids, I've got 5 and I love them to bits. Well, Lincoln, my eldest grandson, who's 5, just started school. This is his lunchbox. I borrowed it just for today. And this is what I love about what my daughters do, is they pack up the lunch and all the day's food into the lunchbox. And this is what they did prior to school as well. So he'd have his sandwich in here, and sometimes like a yogurt. What are those squeezy yogurts they have? And this side he'd have a carrot, some grapes, or apple, or different fruits there. And this other side he might have some tiny teddies, because it's all about having a balance. And this side he might have rice crackers, or sultanas and things like that. And so what happens with Lincoln, he gets this made up in the morning, and if he wants something during the day, he goes to his box. So one thing I love about that is Mum's not getting harassed, what can I eat? Go to your lunch box. And also then Mum knows that he's got what he's eating for the whole day. I think it's a brilliant idea, and I suggest you try it. But when you're thinking about snacks, try and be as natural as possible. Look for lots of colours, fresh. A lot of snacks can be brown or white, and I think they're probably your least favourite to choose. I'd kind of say eat the rainbow, and that's always great. But I'd suggest get your kids in the kitchen helping you over the holidays, making some fruit balls or the crunchy dippers, or any of my recipes, because I've got some great ones there for snacks, like the muffins, the pikelets, the scones. I love my scones to bits. But if you want some savoury ideas, sausage rolls, mini quiches, they're great for kids and yourself as an afternoon tea. But because I think homemade is the best, to be honest, it really is. And I want us to have healthy kids. I want you to be healthy as well, but I want the kids to also reap the rewards of you making healthy decisions for them. And I really honour you for doing that and wanting to provide healthy food for your family. And that's why I do what I do, and why I love every day, because I hear about all these great comments from people how they've changed their lives by using the Simply Too Good cookbooks and shakes. So that's me for Thursday. Check in next week, because I'm actually going to go in the kitchen and I'm going to make the pasta with the penne pasta with the creamy bacon sauce. I'm thinking about that one. Might change my mind by next Thursday, but that's what I'm thinking, because I want to show you how to make it. So I would buy the ingredients. Let's commit to it. Yes, creamy bacon pasta. It's in book 4. Am I right, people? Book 4?
I'm pretty sure it is.
I think it is. Why don't you buy the ingredients and we'll make it together? And that can be dinner tonight. Hey, listen, thanks for tuning in. Keep enjoying my Facebook. Spread the word. Let other people know about Thursdays with Annette on Facebook Live. And I'll talk to you soon.